Now this is the hard part too, you'll notice. So it starts this way, but as you get to this point, it crosses over to this side. Right there, yep, keep coming. Yep. What's up, Lite Brite Nation?
Hey, what's going on, Lite Brite Nation?
We are immediately back out in Sand Hollow on the trails.
I gotta wheel. Stepchild together, I gotta wheel it.
It's round two, take two of the Stepchild's kind of, it's not the maiden voyage anymore. Yesterday was.
But you still gotta test stuff, and there's a lot of custom stuff. So we started on a 7 yesterday.
So yesterday we did 777s over to Double Sammy. If you didn't watch the last video, go watch it because it's the first time ever in history that Lite Brite has officially made a call to Matt's Off-Road Recovery.
Yep,
we could have called Chris because it was just a sheared bolt, but Matt's a lot closer and he's still a great friend.
And we got a wheeling buddy to come
and we
out
had
for
a
the rest
wheeling
of the
buddy.
day.
Yeah, so it worked out honestly in everyone's favor. We also gave Matt a great excuse to stop doing the meeting he was in that he didn't want to be in.
He's like, oh, I gotta go save Lite Brite.
Oh, got an excuse. Perfect. So today though, because we all know we learn from our lessons, we're out here again solo. We did learn a little bit though. We did bring tools, more than just a 15-inch
Crescent wrench.
Crescent hammer. And we kind of learned, but also not really, because we did bring one more person with us. Say hi, Bray.
Hello.
We brought one person who knows nothing about cars or mechanics or anything. So even if we were to break, she's just moral support.
Yeah,
she likes hiking. So
whatever you said was.
777s?
Yeah, what's that?
It's just a trail.
Which
Anyways.
is a 7. Well, it's a hard 7.
It is hard
What
7.
you call a hard 7.
Today, we are switching over though to the Fallen, which is a 9. It has some pretty gnarly obstacles on it.
And it has 10 and 11 rated obstacles. Don't know if we're gonna get into those.
Again,
we'll see.
We're solo again.
But yeah, if I belly out or something happens,
there's
no trees here.
We're gonna push the Stepchild harder today. We'll just kind of gauge it as we go. Either way, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and fingers crossed we don't break anything again.
There you go.
This is the Stepchild 3.6957 whatever 3.0 build. Everything that is on this Jeep is brand spanking new. Yesterday was essentially the maiden voyage, the very first shakedown run. Today is also a shakedown run though. We found a couple of issues yesterday. We fixed. So the snapped bolt, it was a clearance issue. It full articulation and steering. We just flipped the bolts around. So there's not as much sticking out. There shouldn't be a clearance issue anymore, but if there is, we'll find out pretty soon. In the meantime, this is a really great trip. This is the first little obstacle climb out. Nothing crazy. Now there is a harder section right here, but this is one of those ones where if we fall in or slip in without someone with us, that's gonna be a really bad time. So we'll probably go out this way, I think. Woohoo! Now you'll also notice these plaques along this entire trail. So it's called the Fallen for a reason. A lot of really cool, oh, okay, so Kevin's doing something funny, which, that's what we're here for, is to do funny things. So generally you keep your driver tire along there, but we're gonna be taking some weird lines all day today just to see how she behaves. We gotta get kind of re-used to and relearn what the Stepchild does in different situations and when it's articulating in different ways. Oh, that's cool. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't been following along, I highly recommend just go back and watch a lot of the Stepchild build videos because there's so much that was changed on this. There's no way to just explain it right now. Basically the entire suspension geometry, the suspension itself, the fuel tank was completely relocated. A lot was done, and it changes the way that it wheels and it changes the way that it feels inside. Although happily, as Kevin will tell you, I'm sure at some point today, it feels crazy stable inside, which is good. So on this one, you gotta turn into the wall first. Kind of climb up that. You'll notice Kevin kind of shimmies the wheels to help keep them moving and keep them from binding as he crawls up that wall. There you go. Perfect. He's gonna try to crawl it first, and then we'll go from there and see if we have to kind of bump it. But we'll probably get into the slider here. Oh my God!
up that wall.
Yeah.
It was just, and it's not pushing back or unloading up. We were talking about the anti-squat. If there was too much anti-squat, you would have seen the whole vehicle like lift up and peel away. That tire just kind of like came up. This is like cheating.
You didn't even touch the slider on this
This
side.
is like cheating right now. People break there or get caught up and sideways. I don't know. This is.
Right up it.
I just wish I could touch the pedals. The sliders for the PRP seat from Motobill, I'm short and I can touch just enough, but not enough to be like comfortable. I'm like tippy toeing. I know. I need longer
You should
legs.
get those foot pedals.
I should get the foot pedal things. That I was gonna get you.
How tall are you, Bree?
5'2.5".
You couldn't drive
I'm
this.
5'1.5".
Next section right here is a pretty solid V-notch where you have to put your driver tire up along this reg and basically split it going to the middle.
Golly, the articulation on that thing is just so insane. So sick. Passenger, yeah, there you go. Straighten out. Perfect. Driver. Right there. A little more driver. Yep. Driver. Right there. Yep. Just looks so good.
So this next little ledge here, not quite dug out right now, but generally it involves a bit of bellying out and you usually have to kind of romp up it. We're curious at this point, like the Stepchild's belly clearance is so much better than it was before. We'll see.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
I can't believe we just cleared that. Because the first time we did this trail, I was bellying out hard and I had to like slam it. I think the second time we actually had to go far right up that hill because I couldn't get over.
And then slide over.
Yeah, and the dirt could be a little bit higher right now or lower in height. It does
sand.
change, but everything in off-road is a give and take. Every inch longer means like less belly clearance, less breakover angle. We're about 1 3/4 inches, almost 2 inches taller than we were previously. I don't always like that, but then for stuff like this, it's great. For everything we've been doing today, it's great. Center of gravity.
Higher center of gravity.
Higher center of gravity, you get tippier, but the way the suspension's reacting, I don't feel like, we're leaning. I don't know if it's the...
It doesn't feel sketchy.
The triangulated
least
four-link.
yet.
So the Rock Crawler Rockzilla kit is triangulated four-link. And so without that track bar, the rear end, as it's coming up, it's not
Swinging.
sliding and swinging, and I think making that feeling. So it feels like I'm cheating. It literally feels like I'm in Brittany's buggy right now, although I know I'm not.
And you have air conditioning.
I know I do. People keep asking, why don't you just build a buggy?
My buggy doesn't have air conditioning.
Feel how cold that is, guys?
Thanks.
Can you hear the coldness through the microphone?
So this obstacle right here is also always a really fun one. And again, another one that sometimes, depending again how dug out it is, you usually hit slider, you belly out a little bit, you might have to bump through it. Yeah, usually you have to take it at an angle, but Kevin,
We're just trying stuff today to see. Okay, so belly. Your tires are on it though, Kev, if you want to try to bump past it. Yeah. Woo! Just kidding. Don't mind me. It's gonna start climbing, I believe. Yeah. Nice and slow. She'll come back down. Woo! There you go. That was fun.
So weirdly enough, I know a lot of people try to avoid, pulling tire and stuff like that, but right now, that's kind of the most important thing that we can be doing is pulling tire, getting really off camber, and just doing some funky things and getting in the Jeep into kind of like funky situations. We have to kind of relearn the stability of the Jeep and where it's not okay versus where like, this is fine. The tire is 5 feet in the air, but it's okay. It'll come back down, or, just knowing where that tipping point is, because it's very different than it used to be. So this obstacle right here is probably gonna be one of the more interesting ones of the entire trail, and it's probably one of our favorites because things get really weird. You have to come up this way, and even this right here, it doesn't look like much but can be really difficult occasionally. But the difficult part, or the actual technical part, is this 90-degree left-hand turn through this V-notch. So generally you have to climb up this. You usually hang a tire big time, and then you have to turn into it. But the good news for us is we now have an Atlas transfer case. So this shouldn't be really difficult at all. We should be able to get up, and then Kevin should be able to front dig down and drive right out. Ideally, as long as everything works the way it's supposed to, which so far it has been. So this right here is normally another issue on this obstacle right here, is your front approach angle. So at this point, most people would be hitting their front bumpers and they wouldn't be able to just drive straight up this wall. But we have the Next Venture Motorsports frame chop front bumper, which, although ours was the first official prototype and is still the original prototype, the actual bumper is now available on Next Venture Motorsports for your JLs. It can be equipped to most Jeeps. Chris put it on an LJ, a JK, it's fine. Now, it's not a bolt-on kind of a thing. This is for people who really know what they're doing and really want that approach angle. Kevin can put tires on basically anything because the tires actually stick out further than the front bumper at this point. It's pretty sick.
Anyways, back to the obstacle. I just wanted to point that out because that's something I hadn't considered that gives us a leg up on this obstacle. So this is where it gets weird. You're fine, keep coming. Your right rear tire is gonna start coming down. This is what we were kind of interested to see how it works. So he's going back and forth. He's trying to get the Atlas, the rear, basically to disengage the rear so we can front dig over at this point. But we haven't really tried the Atlas in a pretty bound up obstacle yet, and they're not easy to work. Woohoo! You're good? I mean, just do it.
There it goes.
Oh, you get it? All right, he finally got it out. So the rear tires aren't gonna move, and he's gonna front dig the front down. Keep coming. You're fine. Yep. Yep. Keep coming.
Hey, the brakes hold.
Do
I'm
they?
gonna keep coming, but the brakes hold.
Hold on. Say that again.
When you tell me to keep coming, I am trying to come. I mean, I'm really trying to
Are
come.
you?
Yeah, I'm really trying to come, but I can't because it has a brake hold on it, and every time I let go of the brakes, it takes 2 or 3 seconds. So, so it makes it like super hard because I'm trying to be smooth, but every time I hit the brakes and I come off the brake, watch, I'll come off the brake, 1, 2, 3, and then it starts moving. It's a little annoying, and I can turn it off with the taser, and I have, but on the 2018s it doesn't seem to work, but on everything else I've ever used it on, it does. pretty sick. As soon as I could get the Atlas, the rear out to pull it around, but I mean...
Which it takes...
Well, you're bound up. Everything's twisting and your lockers are on, so I pull lockers off and you have to kind of back up and forward a little bit. You're trying to get pressure off, and then when it's ready, it just comes right out, and then you saw the way that front dig works. It just literally sets it down exactly.
That made that obstacle so easy.
I know.
Between the frame chop front bumper and the transfer case, that was...
And that's a wild obstacle. I mean, I remember when we first did it. I mean, this is only...
Trail de Cima.
This is only the third time we've only
True.
done this.
Yeah, that's only the third time
The
we've done
first time, I mean, we were here for a long time. Everybody trying to do it and getting hung up.
People were getting their tires so high in the air.
Was my tire ever in the air on that one?
As you were trying to get the transfer case
Oh,
in,
it
it came up maybe 6 inches,
yeah.
and then that was it.
Because generally you hang a tire way in the air and you just kept letting, and it'll fall over, fall over and you're okay.
You just do a lot of Austin power turns.
Yeah. I feel like I'm super cheating now. Like
I think
like
that's the 4th time you've said that on this video.
Did I?
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to use all the tools I have. I don't know that I'll always use it because then does it become too easy? I don't think it's too easy. It's really fun.
I don't think it's too easy. It just means we can do more challenging
really
things.
Fun. I mean, how does it look going through here? It's just like
it's just going.
Because to me, everything just feels like it's like blue.
How is that? Do that again.
It's like just doing those things. Spider monkey.
Spider monkey.
I'm blown away. And it's not like we went bigger tires. Yes, we have more suspension, but this is crazy. And the comfort inside, like you come off of something, it's just...
Yeah. It's a buggy, but that's street legal, can be driven 80 miles an hour.
I still don't want body damage. I'm still not going to drive it like a buggy like you would with body damage and stuff. But
Okay, so this next obstacle, we had decided prior to even getting to the trailhead that we were not going to do it. And it's this V-notch right here. Because we've only ever done this once. Now granted, it was years ago, so the Stepchild was nowhere near like this. But we did take out a rear taillight. We made it through, but on the coming down, you'll see what we mean later. We did take out a rear taillight. The reason we were gonna not do it is because, again, we're here alone. And if you do slip into this V-notch or this crevice, like, you're screwed. You're not getting out by yourself. So, but Kevin says, screw it, let's do it, so.
Okay, here we go. She's coming. Pull driver. Right there. Driver. Don't turn into it so much. There you go. Perfect. Driver. Right there. Little passenger. Keep going, nice and slow, right there. This is definitely, like I said, if you fall into this, you are royally screwed. You're good, yep. Stay straight. You go, little driver. There you go, perfect. Holy crap. So this is the hard part too, you'll notice. So it starts this way, but as you get to this point, it crosses over to this side. You have to come all the way up here. A little more, driver. Yep. Hard driver. Stay drive. Hard driver. You good? Stay hard, driver. Yep. Keep coming. Keep coming. She's in front's gonna come down, but stay driver. You're fine. Straighten out. Right there. Yep, keep coming. You're gonna come down on this side a bit. You're gonna come back up. A little bit passenger. Keep coming. Keep coming. Woo. Now start turning hard passenger. Yep. Yep. Coming down in the rear. Perfect. Keep going. You want a front dig or just keep going? You're fine. Yeah, you cleared it.
That would have been uber smooth all the way to the end if he hadn't have doubted me for a second there and started cutting hard driver or passenger too early. Kevin, you were trying to drive off right here.
yeah,
No! There's a gaping hole that's like 7 feet below your tire.
No, look.
No!
Look.
If you'd wanted to go a little
Baby, I'm
further.
only 5 feet.
Not when there's a crepe. Kevin, there's a. It disappears.
Well, you don't go down there.
Wait.
You don't go down here. Why would you go down here?
I give you a 95 because you doubted me for a second. You would have just whoop. The issue is your slider, you were trying to jump off from this point. And your slider would have just smashed and your tire would have been like here. You wouldn't have even touched this for a while. But then once that rear tire started to slide, you might have actually slid driver's side into it. Honestly, for a shakedown run number 2, I guess, great success.
I mean,
Fantastic.
Literally, we need to go do like a 10 rated trail, but it's usually body damage central. So we're at this point where I have to like go back to a stock Jeep maybe. It's so like it's good.
We just spent all this time and all this money and all this stuff doing this build and scrap it and go to a stock
No, not
Jeep.
scrap it. It's just it should just be put up on a
pedestal?
museum now and just like, well, we reached the pinnacle of what that was. Time to start over.
Honestly, it's so good.
You gotta thank Chris for all that hard work, and ADS, and Rock Crawler, and Next Venture, and Nitto. Really, the tires are I mean,
Atlas,
there's
the transfer case,
there's so many people.
every component that went into that Jeep.
And none of it's off the shelf stuff, right? Every
No.
single thing was like a custom thing.
It is a freaking monster.
And I
And
can
we're
go
not-
fast.
yeah.
I can go fast over dunes. I can haul ass. I can haul Brittany. I can haul Brittany's ass. I can.
Chris and Kevin have officially built literally the monster or the master of all trades. This Jeep
Yeah, it does.
is so good. And now, don't get me wrong, this is only shakedown run number 2. I'm sure
Right.
we'll come across little bits here and there that we're like, oh, maybe we should change this or tweak this or whatever. But so far, it's freaking amazing.
Right.
And we are 10-10.
But all of this,
So happy.
and we drove it here, 80 mile an hour down the highway
With air conditioning.
with air conditioning and radio. You know, that's the whole it's the full interior.
Roof, windows, all
It
that
does
nice
need a
stuff.
cage, but I really don't want to add another like 250, 300 pounds to the top of it. But safety-wise, I don't know.
We'll cage it when we roll it. Anyways, we're not done for the day. It might be 90 degrees outside and I might be dead right now, but it's still early. So we're going to go do another trail, but you'll have to wait for the next video for that one. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember to find all your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at litebritstudios.com. As always, we love you and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.